Have you ever wondered what it takes to become a legend? To go from a small island to the world stage, known by billions. This is the story of Cristiano Ronaldo, but it doesn't start in a grand stadium. It begins on a small Portuguese island called Madeira, in a humble neighborhood of Funchal. This is where Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born, the youngest of 4 children. His family wasn't wealthy. His mother, Dolores, was a cook, and his father, Dinis, was a gardener and also worked as a part-time kitman for a local football Andorrina. Life was simple, and at times it was a struggle. They lived in a small home, sharing rooms, where dreams were the most valuable possession. From the moment he could walk, a football was Cristiano's best friend. The streets of his neighborhood were his first training ground. While other kids were playing with toys, Cristiano was mesmerized by the ball. He played for hours, barefoot on dirt roads. The ball was an extension of his body, a constant companion. His father's job at Andorrina gave him his first taste of organized football. At just 8 years old, Cristiano joined the youth team. It was here that people started to notice something special. He was small, yes, but he was unbelievably fast and had a hunger to win that was unmatched. He hated losing more than anything. If his team was down, he'd cry, not out of weakness, but out of a burning frustration and a desire to be the best. His teammates even nicknamed him Crybaby because of it. But this passion, this raw emotion, was the fuel for his ambition. While other kids played for fun, Cristiano played as if his life depended on it. He would stay late after training, practicing free kicks over and over again. He wasn't just talented. He was relentlessly dedicated. He knew, even then, that talent alone wasn't enough. It was this fierce determination, forged in the humble streets of Madeira, that would set him on a path to greatness. By the age of 10, his reputation had spread across the island. The 2 biggest clubs in Madeira, Maritimo and Nacional, were both vying to sign him. This was a huge deal for a young boy. After a trial, he chose to sign with Nacional, one of the island's top clubs. It was a step up, a bigger stage, and another test of his character and skill. At Nacional, the competition was tougher, but Cristiano thrived. He quickly became their star player, leading the team to win youth championships. His dribbling was mesmerizing, his speed was electric, and his ability to score goals was simply phenomenal. It was clear to everyone who watched him that this boy was destined for something far beyond the shores of Madeira. His dream wasn't just to be the best on the island. It was to be the best in the world. And soon, the biggest clubs in mainland Portugal would come calling. A life-changing opportunity was just around the corner, one that would test his courage and force him to leave everything he knew behind. The boy from Madeira was about to take his first step into the world of professional football, a journey that would challenge him in ways he could never have imagined. This is just the beginning of his incredible story. What happens next is a tale of sacrifice, loneliness, and the unshakable belief of a young boy chasing a dream against all odds. Stay tuned for the next chapter. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. On the tiny Portuguese island of Madeira, in the heart of a working-class neighborhood, a story began that would one day inspire millions. This is the story of Cristiano Ronaldo, but to truly understand the man, you have to go back to the very beginning, to a moment of struggle and a decision that changed everything. His father, José Dinis Aveiro, was a gardener, and his mother, Dolores Aveiro, was a cook. With 3 children already, the family lived a humble life. Money was tight, and making ends meet was a daily battle. So when Dolores discovered she was pregnant for the 4th time, she was overwhelmed with worry. How could they possibly afford another child? The financial strain felt unbearable, a heavy weight on her shoulders. In her book, Mother Courage, Dolores opened up about this difficult time. Faced with poverty and the prospect of raising another child in such challenging circumstances, she considered not going through with the pregnancy. This was a secret she kept for many years, a private struggle born out of desperation and a mother's fear of not being able to provide. She even tried old home remedies, hoping to change her situation, but fate had other plans. The baby was meant to be. On February 5, 1985, Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born. He was a healthy baby, and despite the earlier worries, he was welcomed into the family with love. For years, Cristiano grew up unaware of his mother's initial turmoil. He was just a boy with a boundless passion for football, spending every waking moment with a ball at his feet, dreaming of scoring goals on the world's biggest stages. It wasn't until much later in his life, after he had already achieved incredible success, that he learned the full story. His mother told him about her fears and the decision that almost meant he wouldn't exist. How did he react? Not with anger or resentment, but with understanding and even a bit of humor. He reportedly told his mother, "Look, Mom, you wanted to abort me, and now I'm the one pulling the purse strings in the house." This response, full of grace and a touch of wit, shows the incredible bond they share. It's a testament to his character. He understood that her choice came from a place of desperation, not a lack of love. He recognized the immense sacrifices she and his family made for him. This profound moment didn't create a rift between them. Instead, it deepened their connection. Ronaldo's always been super close to his family, especially his mom. He often credits her as his pillar of strength, his biggest supporter. He knows that his very existence, his entire journey, hinged on her ultimate choice to bring him into the world, against all odds. This chapter of his life isn't just a dramatic detail. It's the foundation of his resilience. It's the story of a boy who was almost not here, who came from the humblest of beginnings, and who understood from a young age that life is a precious gift. This knowledge fuels his relentless drive, his famous work ethic, and his desire to make the most of every single opportunity. It's the story of a mother's difficult choice and a son's incredible destiny, a powerful reminder that sometimes the most challenging circumstances can give birth to the greatest triumphs. Thank you for watching. If you were moved by this part of Ronaldo's story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next chapter in the incredible life of Cristiano Ronaldo. See you in the next video. Cristiano Ronaldo as a kid. For him, football wasn't just a game. It was everything. It was the air he breathed, the first thing on his mind when he woke up, and the last thing he dreamt about at night. While other kids might have been inside doing their homework, you'd find Cristiano on the dusty streets of Funchal with a ball at his feet. His mom, Dolores, would call him for dinner, but her voice would often get lost in the noise of the game. Cristiano would be so engrossed, so deep in his own world of feints and stepovers that he wouldn't even hear her. Food could wait. Schoolwork could wait. Everything could wait. Except for football. His friends from back then remember him as the boy who was always playing. He'd even sneak out of his window at night, sometimes just to juggle the ball under the streetlights when everyone else was asleep. This wasn't just a hobby. It was an obsession. He'd miss meals, and his report cards weren't exactly stellar. He once got expelled from school for throwing a chair at a teacher who he felt disrespected him. But even that incident was rooted in his passion. He later said he did it because the teacher made fun of his family, his humble background, and his dream of becoming a professional footballer. In his mind, anything that wasn't football was just a distraction, an obstacle on his path. He didn't have fancy gear. Most of the time, the ball was old and worn, and the goalposts were just a couple of rocks or sweaters on the ground. But none of that mattered. In those street games, Cristiano was already a star. He was faster, more skillful, and more determined than anyone else. He hated losing more than anything. If his team was behind, he would single-handedly try to win the game. He would dribble past everyone, his skinny legs a blur of motion, and score. This relentless drive was forged on those very streets. It was a raw, untamed talent, fueled by an unshakable belief in himself. He knew even back then that he was different. He knew he was destined for greatness. This obsession wasn't just him being a rebellious kid. It was the first sign of the legendary work ethic that would later define his career. He wasn't just playing. He was practicing. Every kick, every dribble, every single moment on that street was a step towards his dream. The boy from Madeira didn't just love football. He lived it. He sacrificed his childhood meals, his school grades, and his free time for it. He poured every ounce of his being into the game. And this intense, all-consuming passion was the foundation upon which the legend of CR7 was built. It was a fire that started in the quiet streets of a small island and would soon set the entire world of football ablaze. What happens when this raw, street-sharpened talent gets its first real chance on a proper pitch? Stay tuned for the next chapter in the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.